This is a presentation of Pioneer Basketball. We hand it over to Kevin Miller, PA announcer, for introductions.
And remain standing for our national anthem.
All right, we welcome you back in. The Leavenworth Pioneers are taking on the Shawnee Heights Thunderbirds today in a UKC matchup. As the color guard exits the stage, I'm David Kemp alongside Brandon Patterson here on his birthday for a Pioneer basketball game here. We hand it back over to Kevin Miller for player introductions.
Starting tonight at number 0, Javion Austin. Number 3, Malachi Lee. At number 4, Jamion Cook. Number 14, Aiden Scott. And at number 22, Quincy Dixon, the Shawnee Heights Thunderbirds. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's meet the starters. Leavenworth Pioneers, starting tonight at number 4, 6'1" senior right body, Chica.
I definitely think that we can. Wow, I forgot what I was gonna say. I definitely think that we can come out on top against the Thunderbirds.
Shawnee Heights already swinging it fast in the paint. Dixon to the inside. Pump fake. Gets Brantley jumping. Quincy Dixon again to Alston.
Ooh.
Alston for three. And it will not find its home.
Oh!
Adrian Brantley getting physical in the paint. Gunnar Alonso tries to get it. The steal from Cook. Excuse me, Alston. Driving into the lane. And the Thunderbirds take the lead back. Number 4, Jamarion Cook.
2 points.
Pioneers setting back up. 6:23 on the clock.
Oh my God!
Gunnar Alonso sizing up the competition. Alonso to Brantley. Brantley for three. And it is out the inside of the rim. Not going to find its way in.
Oh
AJ
no!
Clark slipping and falling. The three-pointer not going to find its way. Ball goes out of the court. Pioneer basketball. Number 10, Keyshawn King setting up. Alonso inbounding to Clark. 5:54 on the clock in the first quarter. Pioneers currently trail by 1. Started off the season 2-8. Still an improvement from their disappointing campaign last year as Alonso tries to make something happen. Layup's not going to fall. Alonso with the rebound. Alonso to Brantley. Adrian Brantley almost dunks it. Instead opts for the layup. 5:30 on the clock and the Pioneers are back in front.
All right, go Brantley.
Adrian Brantley putting a lot of pressure into the paint. That one will fall. Shawnee Heights takes the lead back. Brandon, it's been very back and forth so far.
Very, definitely. We're very close in the score right
Cheatham
now.
goes to Alonso. To the outside. Brantley pump fakes a three.
Ooh.
This one goes to Raivani. Raivani Cheatham to Clark. Around the horn. Cheatham. And that one goes back in the hands of Shawnee Heights. Shawnee Heights today in the black uniforms with red and powder blue accents. Pioneers in their home whites with the blue and black striping. In and out. Quincy Dixon got robbed there. And that's one that falls 9 times out of 10 for him. AJ Clark working his way across the logo. Cheatham. Inside to King. Pioneers take the lead back. We are early, but we've already had 5 lead changes in the first 4 minutes. 6-7 the score. Shawnee Heights trailing, but looking to get back ahead. Malachi Lee to the rim. That one will fall for Aiden Scott, number 14. Pioneers now trail 8-7. 4 minutes on the clock. To the outside. King to Alonso. Gunnar Alonso. Keyshawn King in the corner. The student section's getting rowdy. And the layup is bricked. Lots of physicality in the paint.
Oh.
Pioneers get the ball back. Drawing a jump ball is the Pioneers.
I guess you could say the Thunderbirds' wings are clipped.
Yes, they have been. That was an aggressive play. 8-7. Thunderbirds in the lead. And Pioneers have possession now. This one goes to Gunnar Alonso. Fighting for the ball. It's a scramble. Looking for the jump ball is Cheatham. Instead he passes it back out to Clark. Sends a Thunderbird flying and he drains it. Now that was some good stuff from AJ Clark. First foul of the game. I will say, with how physical it's been for the first 5 minutes, that kind of surprises me, but a very clean game being played so far by both sides. a good bit in their last contest with the Thunderbirds. But now, tied 10-10, they're looking a lot better so far early on.
I agree. I definitely agree.
Gunnar Alonso with the student section behind him. Katravion Tober now on the floor, number 5. To Clark, looking for his options. Gunnar Alonso around the arc. Brantley gets it stolen from him. Ball goes back in the hands of the Pioneers, and taking a moment to reset. That's going to be critical for the Pioneers to win this basketball game. We saw in both the freshman and JV games, they got away from them when they couldn't control the pace of play, as this one will go back in the hands of the Thunderbirds. When the Pioneers can control the pace of play like they did against Turner and Lewisburg, they definitely can make good things happen. They did not do that in their last matchup with Shawnee Heights, but they seem to have some new energy here. Working his way inside the paint, fight for the ball. Jump ball goes to the Thunderbirds. 10-10 your score, 2:29 left to play in the first quarter. Pioneers and Thunderbirds even here in beautiful Leavenworth County. The snow is outside, but right now it feels nice and warm in here as number 4 Jamarion Cook bricks it. Pump fake pass, number 0 can't make it fall. Finally, after a lot of around the rim play, number 14 Aiden Scott is able to put some points on the board for the Heights, for the Thunderbirds. Gunnar Alonso. Keyshawn King back to Alonso. Looking for an opening. Katravion Tober pump fakes it, drives to the rim. Pass all the way across. Adrian Brantley not able to make it fall. Cook dribbles it off a foot, but is able to maintain possession. Alston all the way to the outside. Jamarion Cook drains a 3, but they're going to claim it was a travel. Possession goes back in the hands of the Pioneers. Still only trailing by 2. 1:33 left to play. Brandon, what's been the most encouraging part of the Pioneers' play so far?
The most encouraging part. I don't know what you mean.
Well, they've looked really good so far, right, on a lot of aspects. They've kept the score close.
Definitely.
And, again, a fast-paced team. Isaac Butter on the court now. Inbounds it to Quee Davis. 1:30 on the clock. Pioneers trailing by 2, but with a chance to make some things happen. Pass goes to Brantley, intercepted by Dixon. Dixon with the lay. Not able to get it in off the glass, but they're going to give him 2 free throws off the push from Isaac Butter. Quincy Dixon with 2 free throws here. 12-10, Pioneers trailing, 1:19 left to play in the first quarter. First shot will fall. Leavenworth trying to extend their hot streak to 3 of their last 4. They recently went to Tonganoxie last week with wins over Tongi and Metro Academy. So there's been some encouraging signs after an upsetting start to the season. Ball back in the hands of Leavenworth. 13-10 your score. Cheatham to Butter. Butter for 3. Not able to get it in. Still sticking around the half-court line, about 2/3 of the way to the basket. All the way to the outside, Quincy Dixon catches a long lob. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Heights is taking their time. Getting physical with Cheatham, unable to draw the foul. Inside, off the glass, and it will fall after a few bounces off the paint. Cheatham with the lay. He will get it to fall. 17 seconds remaining in the quarter. Leavenworth trying to make some things happen. number 22, Quincy Dixon. Pioneers trail by 3. The three-pointer from Dixon, in and out of the rim. And that is the end of the first period of play. 15-12 Pioneers as the cheerleaders come out. And overall, an encouraging first quarter. Again, Brandon, it took them an entire half to get to this point in the last game. They're already eclipsed the 12-point mark here early. They've definitely done a good job at staying in this one. And again, it's just going to be consistency from here on out. As far as my keys to the game, they definitely need to make their shots count and control the pace of play. They also need to stay consistent. A lot of the times that they've lost these games is because they play very well in the first quarter, second quarter, but then aren't able to stick around. If the Pioneers can go on a huge run here in the second quarter and potentially into the second half, then we may have a real game ahead of us. Buzzer sounds. Heading back out onto the floor are your Pioneers. 8 more minutes of play. Leavenworth trailing 15-12 to the Shawnee Heights Thunderbirds. The Birds in black and the Pioneers wearing their home whites today. Trey Tolbert inbounding. Currently on the floor for the Pioneers, along with Tolbert, are Alonzo, Clark, King, and Cheatham, the original starting 5 with the exception of Adrian Brantley. Rivani Cheatham with the handles to the outside. Goes back to Cheatham and it gets intercepted from Quincy Dixon. Dixon with the lay, it will fall. 17-12 and a Pioneer timeout. Second timeout of the half for Leavenworth, trying to regroup here. We're only 18 seconds into the quarter. And already a very quick fast break from the Thunderbirds. The band will play, and your Pioneers currently trail 17-12, 7:42 as we get the 30-second timeout. Student section has showed out tonight. Several players on the girls' squad have also shown. Our next broadcast for the girls and the guys will be on February 3rd, our only away game of the season. The Battle of Eisenhower. It's one you're not going to want to miss. We are going to Lansing High School for a rivalry more heated than anything else you'll see at the school. This one goes to Gunnar Alonzo. Alonzo to Cheatham. Cheatham for 3. It will fall! Pioneers are within 2. 17-15, 7:20 on the clock. Rivani Cheatham with the 3. Directing traffic is Javion Alston. Surveying the court. Inside. That one will go in off the rim. 19-15. Thunderbirds on top. 7:04 left to play. We're in the first half, second quarter. Ball will get batted out by Alston, the senior, 5'10". Gunnar Alonzo inbounding for the Pioneers. To Tolbert, Cheatham. Bounces it off a shin, still able to maintain possession. Pioneers trail by 4. Excellent, almost a highlight reel play by King, unable to find its way to a Pioneer. Three-pointer, banks off the front of the rim. Pioneers are very disorganized right now. They really need to figure out their plays, get back to the fundamentals. Kickball sends it back into the hands of Shawnee Heights. Adrian Brantley back on the floor as Keyshawn King will go take some water. AJ Clark. Crossing the west line. Brantley. A man coverage formation from the Thunderbirds right now. As this one goes to Alonzo. Pioneers not able to find any windows. This one from Cheatham. Almost falls, not able to get down the drain. And Shawnee Heights regains possession. Leavenworth has managed to stay close against a team that currently sits number 3 in the conference. Pioneers currently sit at 8, above only Turner. Lots of fighting for the rim. AJ King with some fancy footwork sends it right behind his back. The layup for Cheatham, and one! Give it back to him. 5:33 on the clock with a chance to get more. 19-17, Pioneers trail. Taking his free throw is Ryvani Cheatham. Brandon, we're still close in this one. 5:33 on the clock. Pioneers only trailing by 2. Cheatham with a chance to make it 1. This one will fall.
Redemption here.
Shawnee Heights setting up. Dixon goes to the outside. It's back to Dixon. Javion Alston. The 6'7" freshman, number 14, he's 6'5". Adrian Brantley. This one will go up, and it falls. Adrian Brantley gives the Pioneers the lead, 21-19. And Leavenworth has their first lead since the first quarter. What a play by the Pioneers. The Thunderbirds trying to make a statement here. Drawing the foul is number 3, Malachi Lee. AJ Clark's first personal foul of the game. 21-19, Pioneers in the lead. Somewhere they haven't been for much of this contest, but they've hung around. First one will fall.
The bird has landed.
21-20, as that one will go straight down the pipe. Second shot from the line, looking for a rebound. Brantley will get it. AJ Clark, 4:40 on the clock. This one goes to Alonzo. Alonzo to Brantley. Brantley to Clark. Inside to Alonzo. Unguarded, but he loses control. And possession goes back to the Thunderbirds. Dixon to Alston. Lee. This one rolls all the way back. It's a fight for the ball. And the 8-second violation sends it back to the Pioneers. 21-20. Again, Brandon, let me remind you, the entirety of the last game, the Pioneers only put 25 points on the scoreboard. They are 2 layups away from matching that here already. AJ Clark to the outside. Adrian Brantley to Clark around the horn. Isaac Butter, a 3-point shooter. Instead, he loses possession of it here. Dixon. Dixon to Cook. Back to Dixon, to the outside. Cook in the kitchen. Malachi Lee getting double teamed. He's got Butter and Cheatham all over him. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Taking an attempt that will fall is number 0, Javion Alston. Shawnee Heights regains the lead. 23-21, 3:25 on the clock. You can definitely see the impact of the home court advantage as Adrian Brantley takes a 3, and it will not find its way down. Possession will go back to the Thunderbirds. First personal foul of the game for Isaac Butter. Personally, Brandon, I don't know that I agree with that call. Not too much physicality there, but that's been a theme of the Pioneers this season. Oftentimes, those referee calls don't seem to always go their way.
I most definitely agree, David.
23-21. Shawnee Heights in the lead and trying to extend it. Triple teamed at the rim. This one will go inside and will fall. Javion Alston, leading scorer so far for the Pioneers, swatted out of play by Scott. Another interesting thing to note about this one, this Thunderbirds lineup doesn't seem to tire. They have kept their starters out for the majority of this game, as Tolbert looks to make something happen. Ball goes back out of play. Off the hands of Alston. 25-21, 2:43 on the clock. Coach Leinbach motioning to his players, trying to get something going. Lots of contacts, no call. Shawnee Heights gets possession back. Heights to the outside, Dixon for three. Air balls it. With that much air, we're going all the way to Oz. Out of play. Pioneers regain possession. 2:23 left on the clock. Inbounded to Tolbert. Tolbert working his way across half court, controlling the pace of play. Pioneers are in no hurry to make things happen. Sticking to the fundamentals as Brantley. Butter to Brantley. Brantley. Alonzo for three. It is off the top of the backboard. That one was not going down the hole anytime soon. And it will fall outside the rim. Leavenworth Pioneer basketball. 1:42 on the clock. 25-21. Shawnee Heights in the lead as another steal. Alston puts the layup in. 27-21. 1:30 on the clock. This one's starting to slip away. Shawnee Heights is on an 8-0 run right now. Pioneers really need to crack the scoreboard. Off the glass and in. Isaac Butter, what did I say? He is a dangerous shooter. Javion Alston. That one will go up. It will not fall. Adrian Brantley throwing it out of bounds. Back in the possession of Heights. Excuse me, in the possession of the Pioneers. 27-24. Pioneers a three-pointer away from tying this one up. 1 minute until halftime. Brantley inbounds to Clark. Clark working his way down the half court. A.J. Clark to King. Lots of physicality, not able to find the rim. Dixon driving in, getting double teamed. Ball goes up from Malachi Lee. He will draw the foul, but the shot will not fall. 27-24, 2 free throws for the Thunderbirds.
The foul is on the shot. Gets number 4, Jacob his second. Malachi Lee to the line.
Malachi Lee goes back to the floor. First one is up. Student section jeering him, but that will not do anything to face his confidence. 38 seconds left on the clock. Pioneers trail by 4, 28-24. I'm David Kemp alongside Brandon Patterson on the call.
Thank you. Actually, it's David Lee Kemp III.
Yeah. That one goes to Isaac Butter. Butter to Clark. A.J. Clark.
30 seconds left.
Across to the LV. And possession will go back to the Thunderbirds. Lots of these silly mistakes have really kept the Pioneers out of the lead. They did take it briefly in the second quarter. They were very competitive in the first. Overall, though, I'm proud of the way they've been playing. They look a lot better than they have in recent matchups. Our last telecast saw an absolute thumping from Topeka West when they had no answer in the second half. Hopefully the Pioneers won't fall victim to that same trap here and can stay consistent. Shot from Dixon will go up for 3. 7 seconds remaining. Adrian Brantley. Isaac Butter at the buzzer. It will go up. It is over the backboard. And we are at halftime. Cheerleaders head out onto the court. The band will begin to play. Brandon, are you happy with what you've seen in the first half so far?
I've seen a lot of great things so far. I mean, they just got to bring it up a few. Got to get some more points, and then we're back in. And we're going to beat the Thunderbirds tonight. I know it.
We are going to take a brief break. The Pioneers trying to break a 14 straight losing streak against the Shawnee Heights Thunderbirds. I'm David Kemp alongside Brandon Patterson. We will be back in about 10 minutes. The Pioneers currently trail 31-24. are back inside the Pioneer Center. We are 40 seconds away from tip in the second half. Leavenworth currently trails 31-24, but the offense has been a lot more encouraging. I'm David Kemp alongside Brandon Patterson, who's taking a brief break, but he will be back with us momentarily. Pioneers currently trail by 7, but in a game that they lost 60-25 just a couple weeks ago, this is definitely a step in the right direction. Pioneers have won two of their last three, and they're trying to break some old curses. They have lost 14 straight to the Thunderbirds. They have not beat the Thunderbirds since 2019, and they haven't won a playoff game since 2012. But in an encouraging season where they're likely taking some inspiration from the football team, which had a historic run, the Pioneers are ready to make some things happen this season. Ball in play. Javion Alston. 31-24. Shawnee Heights in the lead. Around the ring. Going up for it. The pump fake to the outside. Tipped by King. Back to Dixon. Quinton Dixon not able to get it to go in. That one will fall. Number 3, Malachi Lee, makes it a 9-point game. Pioneers are starting to fall behind quickly. They really need to figure some things out. 3-pointer from Brantley. Goes up and stays in the air like it had no gravity. It hung up there for a hot minute as play goes back into the hands of the Pioneers after a fast break from Shawnee Heights. 33-24, 7:12 on the clock here in the third quarter. Pioneers trail by 9, but are still very much in it as they have possession. Brantley to Clark. A.J. Clark, ISO'd in the center. Cheatham to Brantley. Brantley tries to get it to the outside, hoping to crack a 3, but it does not fall. Back in the hands of the Thunderbirds. They make it an 11-point game. 35-24. We were talking about this in the first half. Something that the Pioneers have really struggled with is staying consistent after the break. Cheatham for 3. It's not going to fall. Shawnee Heights has gotten to the point where they're overloading inside the arc and letting the Pioneers shoot from outside it because they know they're not going to make it. That's something that Leavenworth really needs to fix here. When their shots are falling, they're a dangerous team, but that's not happening right now. 37-24. Shawnee Heights is on a 6-0 run in the start of the second half. Pioneers trail by 13 as they will take their first time out of the half. 13-point lead for the Thunderbirds. The cheerleaders head out. 6:10 left on the clock here in the third quarter. Leavenworth very encouraging early on in the first half, and they've slipped into incompetence a little bit more lately. Definitely hoping to figure some things out. .6:10 on the clock as the timeout will wrap up. We were talking about how Leavenworth has been doing lately, but taking a look at Shawnee Heights, they've been on quite the run rate lately. They have a 114-point differential, outscoring their opponents 851 to 737. They've won 5 of their last 6 games, and overall they're 8-5. They're currently ranked 3rd in the United Kansas Conference, behind only Topeka West and Topeka Seaman. So they are the highest ranked school outside the capital. Definitely no small feat in a conference as loaded as ours. Pioneers trying to climb back up in the rankings. They are 2 slots below Lansing. They will get a chance to face Lansing on their own in the coming weeks, a game you will not want to miss. Back on the floor here against the Thunderbirds. Clark throws up a 3. Coach's pep talk isn't able to coax that one in. Number 4, Cook. takes a shot anyway after the foul, and the Pioneers regain possession. From the script logo, Rivani Cheatham getting the chance to pass it in. On the floor, King, Brantley, Alonzo, and A.J. Clark. Keyshawn King to the outside. Cheatham, Alonzo. Gunnar Alonzo. Back to King. Rapid movement of the ball, rotating it around the arc. Bats it twice. A.J. Clark for three. In and out. He got robbed. Hard throw at Keyshawn King. Clearly a lot of aggression from Jamarion Cook. To no avail. Ball goes back to the Pioneers. 5:20 on the clock. 37-24. Shawnee Heights in the lead. The Pioneers trying to claw their way back against the Thunderbirds. Keyshawn King to A.J. Clark. Brantley. Pioneers really needing some more points on the scoreboard. Number 0, Javion Alston. Lots of attention inside the free throw line. The three-pointer from Jamarion Cook is not going to go. Cook back with the ball. Cheatham with the steal. Rivani Cheatham all by himself for the lay. 37-26. The Pioneers are climbing back into this one. 4:40 on the clock. Javion Alston. Cook back to Alston. All by himself. Gets a little bit of attention from King. The hard layup is not going to fall in off the glass. Gunnar Alonzo all by himself down court. He will receive the pass he was looking for. Into the stands. Several fans having to lunge out of the way as that one almost took their heads off. This one so far, it's been a tearjerker for the Pioneers. They had a promising lead early against one of the premier teams in the conference, but once Shawnee Heights really tapped in to some of their some of the hype, showing why they're touted as highly as they are, they've really started to run away with this one, as this three-pointer isn't going to fall. Pioneers with a little bit of hope, as Shawnee Heights is unable to make some points on the board. A.J. Clark getting pressed heavily. Tolbert behind the arc, stumbles but regains possession. Gunnar Alonzo to Clark. Cheatham, Rivani Cheatham, working his way through traffic and is unable to get it in. Pioneers currently, what a block! Adrian Brickwall Brantley said no thank you to number 15, Jacob Halloran. 37-26 on the scoreboard. Aiden Scott back on the floor for Heights. He's a dangerous player. Halloran and Scott taller than our entire roster. That's not going to matter as Cheatham all by himself taps it in with Adrian Brantley flying behind him. He wanted to be a bird right there. 37-28, 3:07 on the clock. Third period of play. Javion Alston. Dixon to Alston. Quincy Dixon given plenty of space by number 23 Brantley. Gunnar Alonzo covering. Cook for three. That's not going to go in. Jump ball. Ref still deciding. Possession goes back to the Pioneers. Leavenworth basketball, 37-28. We trail by 9, but we're still very much in this one. 2:39 left on the clock here in the third quarter. Very clean period of play. Neither side has committed a foul, in the first 8 minutes as Cheatham goes up for the lay, and he makes it a 7-point game. Pioneers are starting to crawl back into competition. 37-30, the three-pointer from Dixon, not going to fall. Possession will stay in the hands of the Thunderbirds as that one will go off the knee of Alonzo. Inbounding is Aiden Scott, the senior. Three-pointer from Cook. And he needs to stay out of that kitchen. He is not frying up anything special as that one will brick its way out. Gunnar Alonzo. All the way to the outside. A high floater will go into the hands of Katravion Tolbert. Brantley. To the outside. Rivani Cheatham. This one goes to Clark. Foul on the floor. Inbounding is Clark. Gunnar Alonzo. AJ Clark for three. Not going to fall. Jamarion Cook all the way to the outside. Javion Alston. He has been the conductor of this offense so far today. Not able to rail anything in so far, as this one will go to Clark with the lay. Pioneers within 5. It's a 2-possession game. 1:15 on the clock here in the third quarter. Drew Leinbach is getting fired up. The student section is getting fired up. Javion Alston on the play.
All right, I am back for the third quarter.
56 seconds remaining. 37-32. Pioneers currently trailing. They were down by as much as 11 at one point. But Brandon Patterson back alongside me here. So far, again, this is a contest. We've brought it up several times, but it is noteworthy. The Pioneers have lost 14 games in a row to the Shawnee Heights Thunderbirds. They have not made a playoff run in 12 years. So this would be a huge step in the right direction for them. They got beat by 35 in their last contest just 2 weeks ago. But the storyline has flipped here in the Pioneer Center. Adrian Brantley in a 2-possession game. Lots of contact around the volleyball lines. Goes to Contravion Tolbert. Number 5, Tolbert to Brantley. Brantley. The layup from AJ Clark and one! 37-34. The Pioneers are within one possession of taking the lead. If this layup can fall. (37-34). 24 seconds remain in the third period of play. 2 fouls committed from Shawnee Heights so far in the second half, but the Pioneers have maintained their composure as the coaches discuss with their players. Drew Leinbach on the clipboard. .24 seconds left to play here in the third quarter. Long extended timeout. Waiting on the sidelines is Keyshawn King, ready to come in, and Gunnar Alonzo.
The basket will count for Leavenworth. Technical fouls will be called against Leavenworth's number 14, AJ Clark, which will count as a personal foul. It'll be his second.
After a long discussion, the call is upheld. 37-34. Clark for the and one. Pioneers trail by 3. Clark to make it 2. It will not be true. 24.2 seconds remaining in the third quarter.
Technical for Heights being number 4, Jamarion Cook.
Lots of drama on the court. The technical foul from AJ Clark grants Jamarion Cook a free throw of his own. First one will not fall. Jamarion Cook looking for redemption. Jamarion Cook able to make it fall. 38-34. 24 seconds remaining. After the technicals were sorted out, Shawnee Heights trying to regain or trying to extend their lead. Leavenworth looking to say something about that. All the way inside, a little bit of confusion on the play calling. Jamarion Cook stealing it from his own teammate, Malachi Lee. And with 13 seconds left, the Pioneers have a chance to make it a one-score game. Adrian Brantley yelling on the floor, shouting to make some things happen for his teammates. Cheatham to the inside, all the way out, wide open three! Yes, sir! And as the final seconds melt away in the third quarter, the Pioneers, who got absolutely manhandled against the Shawnee Heights Thunderbirds just 2 weeks ago, were trailing by 11 as little as 5 minutes ago, have come all the way back to make it a one-point game. 38-37. The cheerleaders are on the court, chanting for LHS. New hope for the Pioneers. Just moments ago, it felt like we were following a pattern, like we saw against Kansas City Piper, like we saw against Topeka West, like we saw against Basler Linwood, starting strong but then tailing off in the third and fourth quarter, and unable to remain relevant. Brandon, if we were able to make this happen, this would be a historic upset for the Leavenworth Pioneers. They have not beat the Shawnee Heights Thunderbirds since 2019. They have lost 14 in a row. And I know, it is incredible how bad the Pioneers have played against this excellent program. But today, January 27th, 2026,
My birthday.
Brandon Patterson's birthday, the Pioneers are just 1 point away. Brandon, if there was any day for a miracle to happen, it would be this one for you. 38-37. 8 minutes left to play. Here. Dixon to Alston, keeping things slow early. Jamarion Cook. Back to Alston. Inside layup. Aiden Scott gets it to fall. 40-37. Pioneers have played a much better game on defense. If their offense could catch up, then they have a chance again, as we've talked about all night, to get a historic upset. Rivani Cheatham, lots of contact. He will draw the foul. 7:25 on the clock here in the fourth quarter. The last quarter, Pioneers went an entire quarter without a foul. Shawnee Heights did not take a page out of our playbook. 35 seconds in, already committing a penalty, as this one will go off the front of the rim. Rivani Cheatham getting consolation from his teammates. Butter and Davis out behind the arc. Brantley and Alonzo backing up Cheatham. Second one will fall. 40-38. It is a one-possession game here in Leavenworth. Pioneers trail by 2. 7:19 on the clock. To the inside, the layup. Aiden Scott. He has been doing that the entire fourth quarter so far, and the Pioneers have found no answer for it. Katravion Tolbert making his way onto the court. Syquise Davis will take a rest. Adrian Brantley getting pressed hard, jerked around. This one will go to Tolbert. Gunnar Alonzo not able to get it to fall off the rebound, and the Pioneers are within 2. An excellent assist, Brandon, as the Pioneers are back within 2. 6:40 on the clock. This one will bounce in and out, And possession goes back to the Pioneers. A chance to tie it or take the lead. 6:30 on the clock. Adrian Brantley to Rivani Cheatham. Cheatham all the way to the outside, around the horn. King to Tolbert, to Alonzo, to Brantley, to Cheatham. Back to Katravion Tolbert. Trey. Tolbert to Alonzo, pump fakes, driving in. And ball will go out of play. It is in the hands of the Pioneers. 6:07 on the clock. Fourth quarter. Pioneers currently trail by 2, but looking to regain the lead. Adrian Brantley, AJ Clark, Gunnar Alonzo, Trey Tolbert, and Keyshawn King on the floor. Gunnar Alonzo for the lead! And it's not gonna fall. Right at the buzzer, shot clock, almost denied it, but the rim held it out anyway. Three-pointer from Cook, it's in. Pioneers fall to 5 points out of reach. Alonzo for the lay, he will draw the foul. Already 3 fouls in just as many minutes played for Shawnee Heights in the fourth quarter. Story of the game so far, for those of you just joining us. Pioneers coming into this one after dropping this matchup in Shawnee, as the first one will fall, by a score of 60-25. They've lost 14 straight, and after trailing by 11 in the third quarter, the Pioneers are within 4. They've gone as far as taking the lead earlier in this matchup. And Brandon, again, we've talked about it several times. This would be a historic upset. I can't remember the last time the Pioneers have beat Shawnee Heights in football or basketball, much less both in the same season. A near steal from Keyshawn King.
Even football.
This one to the outside. Dixon. Swatted away by Trey Tolbert. 45-41. 5:17 on the clock. Swinging it. Alston thinks about cracking a 3. Double takes himself, and this one will go in from Jamarion Cook. 47-41. Chaos starting to come in. The Pioneer faithful becoming a bit more unsettled. The steal from Cook. Jamarion Cook will draw the foul. 2 free throws. Third personal foul of the game for AJ Clark. First personal foul for the Pioneers, though, in the entirety of the fourth quarter. They currently trail by 6, 47-41, 4:45 left to play. The first one from Jamarion Cook will go in. 48-41 as the buzzer sounds. Adrian Brantley back in this one as Gunnar Alonzo takes a rest. Cook will fall. 49-41. 4:45 on the clock. This crowd wants something to cheer about. Brantley trying to make it happen. And controversial call from the referees. They're going to say it went off the knee of Brantley. And Shawnee Heights, already with an 8-point lead, has a chance to extend that. 49-41. Inside to Malachi Lee, the layup will go in. And the Pioneers now trail by 10. They were within 1 at the beginning of the fourth quarter. They've been outscored by 9. As another fast break layup goes in. Javion Alston. 53-41. A well-timed timeout called by Coach Drew Leinbach. The band will play. We're going to take a brief break. We are back. Pioneers trail by 12. And you know, Brandon, I really think we're still in this one. 53-41 may seem like a daunting task, but let me remind you, in the course of 3 minutes, they erased an 11-point deficit. Basketball is a game of runs, and they were very streaky in the third quarter. If they could tap into some of that energy again here late, the Pioneers might still be able to send the fans home happy. Student section has quieted down significantly. Gunnar Alonso getting pressured by Scott, but does not budge, gets called for a travel. 53-41. Brandon, it really is terrible how we seem to go through this every week. As Adrian Brantley goes up for the lay, soaring through the air with the steal, but unable to make anything happen. Layup falls in. 55-41. Shawnee Heights with a 14-point lead. Just a reminder to those of you watching at home, our next telecast will be at Lansing High School on February 3rd. This one from Scott. Attempts the dunk! What a block by Keyshawn King! Keyshawn King with a huge swat. 55-41, and that will get the fans jumping. 3:27 on the clock. To the line is Malachi Lee. Shooting foul erased. They will instead send Scott to the baseline. Now it's in the hands of Quincy Dixon. Dixon to Cook. Bounding off like a game of pinball. And A.J. Clark. 3:11 on the clock. 14-point deficit. The whistle will send things back in the hands of the Shawnee Heights Thunderbirds. The Leavenworth Pioneers, a team that we really believed in tonight, a team that was trailing by just 1 at the end of the third quarter, has been outscored by 13. 55-41. We are down 14 now with 3:06 on the clock in the fourth period of play. The fast break from Cook swings that thing over to Scott. Scott to Alston. Alston getting pressed hard by Brantley. Shot will fall. Number 22, Quincy Dixon. And the lead expands to 16. 57-41. The Pioneers have been shut up this entire quarter. Gunnar Alonso can't get the layup to fall. This whole team looks tired. The fatigue is clearly setting in here late with 2:37 on the clock. Fourth quarter of play.
Leavenworth students, please make sure that you are calling for your ride.
2:37 left in the fourth quarter. A.J. Clark. Clark to Cheatham. Cheatham from the line does not go in. Nothing has been drained in the last 5 minutes for the Pioneers. And you can see the Thunderbirds slowing down their pace here. Still being just as consistent from the field goal range. A 19-point deficit. Alonso for 3, and he will drain one. Gunnar Alonso makes something happen.
That's my gunner.
Fourth timeout of the half will go back to the Pioneers. Ben will play. We are at the 2-minute mark. Pioneers currently trail the game by 15. 59-44. The Pioneers desperately needing to make something happen.
Thank you, Leavenworth Senior High Band.
And thank you to everyone here. the students, the staff, the band, the cheerleaders, and most importantly, our referees. They're the ones that really make this happen. And we love the men in stripes. And the players. The players are important too, Brandon.
I guess they are too.
2:01 on the clock, 59:44. As the music begins to fade out, they crescendo to a halt with number 22, Quincy Dixon, at the baseline. This one has definitely been a roller coaster of a ride for the Pioneer faithful. Malachi Lee to Dixon. Quincy Dixon to Cook. And he is not putting that one in. AJ Clark back across the half-court line. 1:45 left. Adrian Brantley. Pioneers are down but not out. Still playing with as much grit as they have all night. Alonzo swings it to Clark for three. Not going down the hatch. Brantley for three from downtown.
Like a boomerang.
And lots of conversation going down on the court. And the technical foul is drawn on Keyshawn King. Referee didn't like the way he got a bit physical with him. And with 15 seconds left in the game, Coach Drew Leinbach chirping back at the Zebras. 59:44. Now Gunnar Alonzo seeming to have a word. The entire Pioneer bench is a bit disgruntled here with a minute 27 left to play. Drew Leinbach, we saw this against Topeka West the last time this team was on their home floor. He got thrown out of that game. A bit more mellow here.
Geez, David, do you think we can make it back?
I think that if the Pioneers play a flawless game, they might still be able to make some things happen. But Brandon, the issue with that, they have not proved to me that they can play a flawless game right now, as that one will move the score up to 60. A better performance from the offense, as the Pioneers now trail by 16. But a 20-point improvement from their last showing. Their defense plays similarly well, which is a problem because, again, if they score more points than you, you lose. And that happened last time, and unfortunately that seems to be the reality tonight as well. Shawnee Heights looking to extend it to 15 straight wins over the Pioneers. 61-44.
Personal foul is also charged to number 2, Keyshawn King. So you have 2 personal fouls. Foul is on the floor.
1:27 on the clock. 61-44. Javion Alston. Now in the hands of Scott. Scott putting his body on the line. And now Cook drawing the foul. 5th foul of the quarter for the Pioneers. And they have played a lot sloppier than they did early on the game. And Brandon, I think that's been their downfall. They now trail by 17. 1:14 left on the clock. Brandon, I will say, even with the outcome not being exactly what we wanted, it's been a pleasure to call this game with you on your birthday. Happy birthday to Brendan Patterson. As this one from Jamarion Cook will not fall. Bounces off the front of the rim. Lots of encouraging things to see from the Pioneers, but at the end of the day, the only thing that really matters, did you win or did you lose? And at the end of the day, they seem to be on the wrong side of this one. 61-44.
I'm glad to be here on my birthday. Thank you so much, David, for inviting me to do this. I had an amazing time. If we win or lose, either way, it was a great time being with you, David.
Adrian Brantley still giving the fans what they came for. Javion Alston makes it go. We are within a minute left to play. 20-point deficit for the Pioneers. Isaac Butter for three, and he will get it to fall. Isaac Butter, what a shot. He is a lethal shooter, who, in my opinion, has been underutilized tonight. 30 seconds left to play. Shawnee Heights holding on. They're going to have to take at least one more attempt, as the shot clock is not turned off yet. Alston for three. Bounces off the front. Shot clock turns off. 6.5 seconds remaining. For all of you watching, as the final moments tick away from the fourth quarter, AJ Clark trying to put a couple more tallies on the scoreboard. Instead, he will let the clock drain away. Your final score: David Kemp alongside Brandon Patterson here in Leavenworth City. 64, Shawnee Heights Thunderbirds. Pioneers 47. Our next broadcast will be on February 3rd at Lansing High School, so make sure to tune in. For all of you watching, have a good night.